Hello, dear students. Welcome to the new session on PERT and CPM. In this session, we'll see some of the problems, how to solve these problems, how to draw a network diagram, find out different time elements, then finding the critical path and project duration. Let us start with one example from the previous question paper. This is a question. This problem is asked in the 2013 examination for 12 marks. The problem is a project has 11 activities as below. There are 11 activities and corresponding duration in terms of days is given. It is asked to draw network diagram, then find the earliest, latest start and finish times for all activity, then compute total and free floats, then finally identify the critical path. Okay, this is what the information is given. Based on that, first, as it is asked to find the network diagram, we need to draw the network diagram according to the precedence relationship. That, as we know that these are 0, 1, these are the numbers on start event and end event. 0 is the start event and 1 is the end event. Then this end event becomes start event for the next activity, and it ends on second with the number 2. Like that, the precedence relationships are given based on the numbers on node. Okay. Then the corresponding duration in terms of days is given. So let us start drawing the network diagram. First, 0 to 1. 0 to 1, this is the start event 0, and this is 1 is the end event. And these two events are connected by the arrow, which indicates the activity. And the duration for this 0 to 1 activity is 2. So that is 2 days is written above this arrow mark. Please remember always the duration has to be written above the arrow mark. Then next is 1 to 2. You please see that 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. There are two activities which are having the same start event 1. It means there are two concurrent activities. So let us start first 1 to 2. This is 1 to 2 divergent, so that we can draw two activities from the same start event 1 to 2 having 8 days. Then 1 to 3, this is 1 to 3 which consumes 10 days. Okay. Then 2 to 4 and 2 to 5. From this 2 to 4 and 2 to 5, two more activities are there which are having 2 as a start event. Then you please see that 2 to 4, 2 to 5. Next comes 3 to 4. So please apply your common sense and apply your logical thinking while drawing the network diagram, that since 2 to 4 is there and 3 to 4 is there, means the 4 is the end event for two activities 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. So let us draw 2 to 4 here so that 3 to 4 can be drawn here itself. Instead of drawing 2 to 4 here, you draw 2 to 4 so that 3 to 4 can be connected, so that that 4 will become the common end event for 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. So this is 2 to 4, 2 to 4 which consumes 6 days. Then one more is 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 will draw here. Then next comes 3 to 4. Now we can easily draw 3 to 4 by joining the start event 3 and end event 4. That is 3 to 4. That duration for that is 3 days. Then next comes 3 to 6. You just see whether there are there any uh, activities which will start from the same start event, that is 3. That is 3. So here 3 to 4 already it is there. Then 3 to 6, and there are no any activities having the 3 as a start event. So only 3 to 6 will draw a straight line from 3 to 6. So this is 3 to 6 having 7 days as a duration. The next one is 4 to 7. 4 to 7. Please Observe here 4 to 7, 5 to 7, and 6 to 7. That is 4 to 7, 5 to 7, and 6 to 7. All these three activities are having common end event, that is 7. So let us draw 7 at the center so that these three can be connected. So that is first 4 to 7, 4 to 7 with 5 days as a duration, then 5 to 7 as a 2 days duration, and 6 to 7 with 8 days duration. And finally 7 to 8, 7 to 8 having 3 days as a duration. So this is how the network diagram has been drawn based on the precedence relationship with respect to number on nodes 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, like that. So based on this, we have drawn the network diagram. So first requirement has been fulfilled, that is drawing the network diagram. Then the next thing is finding earliest, latest start and finish times. For this, we need to draw table. That table means it is having a single row and two columns on all the nodes. So from 0 to 8, on 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 8, on all the nodes, let us draw the single row two column table, and the these indicate ES and LF on all columns. The two columns indicates ES and LF. ES stands for earliest start time and LF stands for latest finish time. Okay, earliest start time, latest finish time. Okay, so let us see what exactly is the earliest start and latest finish times. Earliest start means the earliest possible time at which a particular event can be started. What is the earliest possible at which a activity can be started? So that is called as the earliest start time. Then latest finish time means what is the latest by doing by delaying. So how, to what extent you can delay the completion of an activity, so that indicates the latest finish. So this latest finish and earliest start time can be determined by using the network diagram. So here we'll start with calculating or the finding earliest start time for all the activities. The first and foremost activity is 0 to 1. We assume that this is okay. This 0 to 8. This is entirely the indicates the project. The project starts with the event 0 and ends with the event 8. The start event always happen at 0th period. That is the assumption made during the calculation of earliest start and latest finish time. Okay, so this 0 to 1, which is the first activity, and 0 is the start event of the first activity. Let us consider this as a 0, 0. So at 0, 0 time, 0 to 1 activity starts, and it takes 2 days for completion. So this 0 to 1 will complete on second day, so that on the second day 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 will commence. That is earliest possible start time for activities 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 are is 2, that is 0 2, because 0 to 1 activity completes on second day, and immediately activity 1 to 2 and activity 1 to 3 will start concurrently on second day. So 1 to 2 will take 8 days for its completion. It has been started on second day, means the activity 1 to 2 will complete on 10th day, 8 plus 2, 10th day, so that activities 2 to 5 and 2 to 4 can earliest possible time for start of 2 to 5 and 2 to 4 is 8 plus 2, 10. Okay, this is 10. I hope you are understanding. Once again, I repeat, the activity 0 to 1 starts on 0th period. That is the assumption we make. It takes 2 days for completion. 0 to 1 activity takes 2 days for completion. So 0 to 1 will complete on second day, and immediately on the second day activity 8, sorry, 1 to 2 starts, and 1 to 3 also starts, because 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 are the concurrent activities. If you consider 1 to 2, it starts on second day and consumes 8 days for the its completion, means 8 days are allotted for that 1 to 2. Then it will complete on 10th day. So when the 10th day 1 to 2 activity completes, the immediately 2 to 5 and 2 to 4 activities will start. It means on 10th day 2 to 5 and 2 to 4 will start. Similarly here also, as the activity 1 to 3 starts on second day, takes 2 days 10 days for its completion. Then immediately after completion of the 1 to 3, then 3 to 4 and 3 to 6 will start. It means earliest start time for 3 to 4 and 3 to 6 is 2 plus 10, that is 12. Then similarly, you can calculate for the 4 also. The fourth here, you just concentrate over here, because the event 4 is having two incoming activities, 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. The precedence relationship for the network diagram indicates that 4 to 7 activity will only commence when both 2 to 4 and 3 to 4 are completed. 2 to 4 will complete on 10 plus 6, 16th day, whereas 3 to 4 will complete on 12 plus 3, 15th day. It means the 2 to 4 will finish on 16th day, 3 to 4 will finish on 12 plus 3, 15, 15th day. The 4 to 7 activity will start only if and only if the 2 to 4 and 3 to 4 are completed. It means both will be completed on 16th day. On suppose if you consider 12 plus 3 15, it means on 15th day 3 to 4 is only under completion, but 2 to 4 activities still under progress. Both the activities will be completed on 16th day. So that is why earliest start time for activity 4 to 7 is 16. I hope you understood this. 16. 16 is the earliest start time for the activity 4 to 5, 4 to 7. And similarly, suppose if you calculate for the 5 to 7, here the 2 to 5 has commenced on 10th day, completed its taken 3 days for completion, and it completes on 13th day. Then the 5 to 7 activity will start on 13th day, consumes 2 days for the completion, means it will be completed on 15th day. 15th day, but the activity, okay, here one more activity is left, that is 6 to 7. The 6 to 7 activity will start when 3 to 6 activity completes. 3 to 6 activity starts on 12th day, takes 7 days for the processing, then it will be completed on 19th day. Okay, this is the 19th day on which 3 to 6 gets completed. Then 7 to 8. This activity 7 to 8 will only start when 5 to 7, 4 to 7, and 6 to 7, all these three activities are completed. Until and unless all these three activities are completed, 7 to 8 activity will not commence. The earliest possible time the activity 7 to 8 can start is the time on which all these three activities are completed. Suppose if we consider 5 to 7, 5 to 7 activity starts on 13th day, takes 2 days for completion, then it will be completed for on 13 plus 2, 15th day. Whereas 4 to 7 starts on 16th day, takes 5 days for processing, then it will be completed on 21st day. Then as far as 6 to 7 is concerned, 6 to 7 activity starts on 19th day, takes 8 days for processing, means 27th day, 6 to 7 will be completed. It means on 15th day, 5 to 7 will be completed. On 21st day, 4 to 7 will be completed. And on 27th day, 6 to 7 will be completed. It means on 27th day, all of these three will be under completion. Okay, so then only the activity 7 to 8 can be commenced. So 27th day is the earliest possible time on which the 7 to 8 activity can be commenced. Okay, so earliest start time for 7 to 8 is 27. Then 7 to 8 starts on 27th day, takes 3 days for processing, and the 7 to 8th activity, that is the last activity, will be completed on 30th day. This is the 30th day is considered taken under the column ES, that is earliest start time. Actually, this earliest start time is meant for the activity which is having the start event, but this is not the 8th event, is not the start event, it is a end event for 7, 8 as well as entire project. But for the calculation purpose, we consider this as a earliest start time as a 30, and same earliest start time will be posted under the column latest finish. So that is 30 is the latest finish. Means the latest finish of the project is 30 day. So it means the project completion or the project duration is 30 days. Now, in order to calculate latest finish time, we need to propagate in the backward direction. We need to progress in the backward direction, that is from the end event to the towards the start event of the project. Now what you do is we'll calculate the latest finish time for activity 5 to 7, 4 to 7 and 6 to 7 by subtracting the 7 to 8 duration and latest duration from the latest finish time, that is 30 minus 3. 30 minus 3 is the 27. So 27 is the latest finish time for three activities, that is 5 to 7, 4 to 7 and 6 to 7. So this 27 is the latest finish time, means the activities 5 to 7, 4 to 7 and 6 to 7 can be finished latest by 27th. So 27th, on 27th, all three activities must be under completed. Say for example, here you just see here, earliest start time for activity 5 to 7 is 13, and it takes 2 days for its completion. 13 plus 2 means 15. Even though on 15th day is possible for the completion of the 5 to 7, but still the latest finish time for activity 5 to 7 is 27. It means this activity 5 to 7 can consume or can take 12 days extra, even without delaying the completion of the project. It means if 5 to 7 instead of 2, if it takes 14 days, suppose if it is becomes 14, then 13 plus 14 will become 27, then 27 plus 3 will become 30, means the project will be completed on 30th day itself, even though if instead of 12, if it consumes 14 days. So that is why it is called the latest finish time. Activity 5 to 7 can be get completed latest by 27th day. Similarly for the 4 to 7 also. So you just see here 4 to 7 will start on earliest start time for 4 to 7 is 16. It starts on 16th day, but it takes 5 days for the processing. It means 16 plus 5 is 21. It will complete on 21. Even if it consumes more than 5, then also it doesn't make any difference in the completion of the entire project. The project will be completed on 30th day. That is 16 plus 5, 21. Still 6 extra days it can consume without affecting on the completion of the project. But when it comes to the 6 to 7, you just see here, the 6 to 7 starts on 19th day, takes 8 days for its completion, then it will be completed on 27th day, and the latest finish time for this is 27 itself. It means if instead of 8, if it becomes 9, 19 plus 9 will become 28, 28 plus 3 will become 31. So instead of 30, it will become 31. It means if this 6 to 7 activity consumes 1 day extra than the allotted days, then entire project will be delayed by 1 day. So that is why this is a critical activity. This has to take only 8 days for its execution. Whereas this 4 to 7 and 5 to 7 can consume extra time more than whatever is allotted, that is 502. Okay. So these are the non-critical activities and these are the This is the critical activity. We'll discuss about this or we'll identify the critical activities based on some results in the next table. Okay, for the time being, you just remember that the activity 6 to 7 should not consume more than 8 days. Okay, similarly, when it comes to this, okay, 6 to 7, we'll calculate in the back propagation means 7. After 7, let us move to the 6. 6 to 7. The latest finish time for the event 6, that is 3 to 6, is 27 minus 8, that is 19. 27 minus 8, 19. Okay. Similarly, here also, the latest finish time for activity 2 to 5 is 27 minus 2, that is 25. Then for 4, again, the 27 minus 5, which is 22. 22 is the latest finish time for activities 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. The 3 to 4 and 2 to 4 can latest finish by 22nd day. Then next we'll go to this where there are two outgoing activities are there. 22 minus 3 will make 19, whereas 19 minus 7 will make 12. The latest finish time is the one which is a minimum for the outgoing activities. The outgoing activity, that is the 3 to 4 and 3 to 6, among these 22 minus 3 is 21, 19 minus 7 is 22. So, sorry, 22 minus 3 is 22 minus 3 is 19. 19 minus 7 is 12. So the 12 has to be considered here as the latest finish time for 1 to 3. Suppose if you consider this period, that is instead of 12, if you would have considered 12 minus 3, that is 19, then 19 plus 7 will become 26 here. The earliest start time for the 6 to 7 will become 26, and eventually it will delay the project. So that is why you have to consider, suppose if there are two outgoing activities, the latest finish time for the event should be less the 3 among these two, which is the minimum that has to be considered here. 22 minus 3 is that is 19, and here 19 minus 7 is 12, and among 19 and 12, 12 is the minimum, so you have to consider the 12. Then here for the second, that is 25, again there are two outgoing activities for this, that is 25 minus 3 is 22, 22 minus 6 is 16. We have to consider the minimum among that, that is the 16. 16 has to be considered. Then when it comes to the event 1, so that is the end event for the 0 to 1, the latest finish time for this, again it is having two outgoing activities. 16 minus 8 is 8, whereas 12 minus 10 is 2. Among 8 and 2, 2 is the minimum. Let us take 2. That is the 2 is the latest finish time for activity 0 to 1. Then 2 minus 2 is 0, 0. Please remember the earliest start and latest finish time for the start event and end event should be same. So here the 2 latest finish time minus 2, that is equal to 0. So it is a 0 here. So if it comes 0, 0, then only you can conclude that, we can assume that whatever the calculations we have done, whatever the calculation or the subtraction we have done here for earliest start and latest finish, it is right. Suppose if you get not 0 here, then it means there is something somewhere you have done a mistake. So once again you have to recheck it. So this is what you need to calculate the earliest start time and latest finish time. For today's session, we'll stop here and we'll continue to find remaining whatever asked in the question paper. That is finding the earliest start and latest start, earliest finish and latest finish, then computing the total free float and total float, and finally identifying the critical path. So please go through once again how to draw the network diagram and how to find earliest start time and latest finish time. Thank you.